Okay, day 3, 4 different exercises. Again, the timer is exactly the same. 20 seconds of work, 10-second rest, 16 rounds, 8 minutes of work. Okay, so your first exercise is going to be a plank. So, holding a plank position. So from this standing position here, we're gonna have the forearms on the floor. The shoulder will be directly over the elbow joint, so it's nice and evenly distributed for the shoulder muscles, and the body will be straight from your shoulder down to your ankles. Now, if you can't do a plank on your toes, then feel free to drop to the knees. But again, the point changes from the knee through to the shoulder, directly straight, okay? The legs can be up in the air, but that stays directly straight. That means that we're actually working the core. So your plank position starts on your forearms. So forearms on the floor. I think Juno's doing a plank as well. She's doing a side plank. So on your forearms, body straight from ankles through to shoulders, and you want to be keeping your core and your belly button cinched in. So you're almost trying to pull your belly button through to the spine, through your body. So keeping that body nice and straight through that movement. If you need to, again, we go to the knees, but don't have the arse in the air. So body straight from knee through to your shoulder, and keep your core nice and tight. You're going to count on this one the maximum number of seconds that you achieved. So if you do 15 seconds, that's your number. Next, we have a leg raise. So you're going to be laying on your back for this one, and you're going to be raising from the hip, the legs up in the air and back down without touching them on the floor ideally. If you need to touch them on the floor, please do so, but lift them as a dead weight. If you can't lift the legs up as a dead weight, you bend at the knee and then you bring the knees in towards the face, okay? But then pushing straight back out again towards the floor. So like so. So I'm going to lay on my back here. I'm going to take my feet off the floor. You can have your hands under your bum cheeks as well, which will assist you. The toes are pointed, and you raise the legs up and you take them down. Try not to touch them on the floor. This is the hardest version. Legs up and back down, keeping them toes pointed at all times. If you can't keep the legs straight, feel free to bend the knees in and push them out. Bend the knees in and push them out. If you really can't do that as well, you can bring the knees in and touch down on the floor. Bring the knees in and touch down on the floor. So there's something for everyone. Next, everybody's favourite, a burpee. So don't be scared by the word burpee. If you've never heard it, you won't be scared. Once you've done them, you might be a bit scared. So I'll go again from the hardest version to the easiest version, okay? So you start standing up. I'm going to put my hands down on the floor, bending my knees to get them into position, and then I'm going to chuck my legs back into a nice straight body from ankles through to shoulders. Now I'm going to jump my knees back in, and I'm going to jump up, and then I bend the knees and take the hands straight back to the floor. Don't go to straight legs, because that sends a shock wave all the way through your body right to your head, okay? So these are like your shock absorbers on your car. So as you land, the hands go straight back to the floor. Legs out, legs in, jump up, hands back down again. An easier version of that is we can step the legs back in, and stand up, okay? So hands down on the floor, same. Step back, step in, and up. That's one repetition every time you stand up. Bend down, hands down. Step, stand up. Again, something for everybody. Next, we have bear crawl. Now, if you look on the internet, the bear crawl is actually a full crawl. This one, obviously we're in his own house, so we haven't got lots of space generally, unless you live in a bleeding mansion, to actually just crawl long distances. So we're going to do it from standing, walk the hands out, walk them back in, and jump or stand, okay? So, from a standing position, squat down, hands on the floor. We walk the hands out, like so, until the body is straight from ankles through to shoulders. Again, working your core. Walk the hands in, and jump or just stand. So hands down, walk them out. The hips go no lower than this, okay? So don't be dropping your hips down here. Keep control of your core. Keep it there. That's your final position in this position. Walk the hands back in and stand or jump. Day 3 over.